If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos.
Aloha, our keto friends. We are very excited because we are bringing today to you barbecue chicken pizza. You just started talking. You didn't even know what we were making. So what we're going to start with is a chicken breast because we want the chicken to be on top. And what I have is my Butcher Box chicken breast. I like their packages because you can just take out 1 or 2 at a time. And I'm going to do it in the Instant Pot. So this is going to cook while I make the crust. It's perfect. So what you want to do is put your trivet into the Instant Pot, okay? And then I'm going to use, you could use a cup of water. I'm going to use a cup of my Kettle and Fire beef broth because it just adds a little bit more flavor to the chicken, okay? So I'm going to add about a cup of that. All right, you need moisture in your Instant Pot, right? And remember, if you share these recipes with your friends, tag me on Facebook or Instagram and you could win a book. I have a ton of books because all my book signings were canceled. So we are going to use Redmond garlic salt. Garlic salt is really good. If you use code Maria15, you get 15% off Redmond stuff, which I love because their salt is free of microplastics. I didn't quite open it good enough. I just want a little bit of a garlic flavor, so I'm seasoning it with garlic salt, okay? And then I'm going to put that onto the trivet. Done. Close this lid up. All right.
And make it eat.
And then I'm going to press manual for, we want 6 minutes. There we go. And that is going to cook while we make the crust. I'm going to preheat my oven to about 425 degrees, and I'm going to put this pizza stone right on in there because I want that to be at piping hot for the crust. So now we're going to make the crust, okay? So what we're going to start with is 1 3/4 cup mozzarella cheese. So that's going to go right on in there. Not quite yet, buddy. You know what we need? Almost forgot. We don't need the egg right yet. That would be a disaster. We need 2 tablespoons of butter, or you could use cream cheese, but we're going to get butter and then put that in the microwave. Let's get 2 tablespoons of butter. There we go. And this pizza is so good, I highly suggest making extras. Why don't you put that in the microwave for 90 seconds, okay? Thanks, bud. All right, so Kaya brought this over, and now the butter is really melted, the cheese is really melted, and you just want to stir it with a spatula until it's nice and incorporated, the butter is. And then once you start stirring it and it's all mixed well, and it's not too hot anymore, that's when you're gonna crack the egg into it. Now, just a minute, Kai. We're going to wait till it's not too hot. Don't even bother using a hand mixer because it just gets all mixed up into the blender. If you watched my carnivore crust video, it was just a disaster. Yeah. Someone yelled at me for getting my fingers all caught in the blender trying to get it off. Now you can crack that egg on into there. Yeah. And then you're going to mix, mix, mix. Good job. Isn't he good at cracking eggs? He's just like my pro at that, aren't you?
Yep. Now.
Yep. Mix, 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 mix. And once the egg is mixed, then you add a cup of, not quite yet, the powdered pork rinds. You could add a little pinch of salt if you want, a little bit of Redmond salt, garlic salt, onion salt, whatever you wanted. Mix, 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 mix. Okay, now you can dump that on in there. And so while we're making the crust, the pizza stone is getting nice and hot, so we get a nice crispy crust. If you don't have a pizza stone, man, I love mine. I actually have a cast iron one that I love. You can find that link below in the comments below the video. All right.
Well,
if you just are like, where are the ingredients? You could either comment on the video and I'll let you know where to get something, or it's usually in the below description where I find certain specialty ingredients. Yeah. Oh, isn't that beautiful? It's a beaut, Clark. It's a beaut. So now we're going to take the stone out of the oven. So I want you to back up so you don't get burned. It's gonna be nice and hot. Okay. You can close that oven on up, Kai. All right. I'm going to put a piece of parchment on the stone just to help with cleanup. And then I'm going to put this onto... Just be careful because I don't want anybody getting burned. Yep, onto the parchment, and you just spread it on out like this. It's so hot it's probably starting to cook. All right?
Yeah.
So spread, spread, spread into a beautiful pizza crust. What's cool is if you have a little hole in it. I just had a hole. It's okay because you just push it back together and it works good. Yeah. Isn't that beautiful? Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
We put it back in the...
We're going to put it back in the oven for how long, Kai? About 5 or 6 minutes. Okay? There we go. Close that on up. And meanwhile, we are going to make the sauce. So this has 2 more minutes, and then we're going to do a natural release for 10 minutes. So here, we'll get the sauce going. All right, everybody. So while the crust is in the oven, our chicken is finished cooking. It's just releasing now. We're going to make the barbecue sauce to put in the chicken and on the crust. So we need about a cup of Primal Kitchen ketchup. It's so delicious. There's no sugar in it. We're going to put about a cup in there. Can you measure out about a cup? There we go. Here, I can help you. I'll show you a trick. You hit it like this on the top.
Oh.
There. Just a cup, just a cup. Oh. There we go. I was like, yep.
Too much.
Okay, so now we need 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. We're gonna do 1/4 cup of Swerve confectioners. We love Swerve, such a nice small company. I adore them. Kai, I'm gonna let you stir that while I add 1/2 teaspoon of Redmond's garlic salt. You okay? You smelling it?
I'm smelling this.
Oh yeah, vinegar. Barbecue sauce usually has a lot of vinegar. And then we're gonna do 1/4 teaspoon of garlic salt. So 1/4 teaspoon onion salt and 1/4 teaspoon garlic salt. Now be careful when you buy onion and garlic powder because a lot of times there's gluten added to some of the natural additives, so make sure you don't use those. And then you're gonna stir that up and we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of liquid smoke. Here,
I
bud.
can smell a lot of that.
And we're gonna add a little bit of liquid smoke. Just to give it a, it makes it barbecue flavor. And there's no additives in there. It's just water and hickory smoke concentrate.
Now I don't even smell that, and now I smell barbecue.
Yes, it smells like barbecue, like when we go to the barbecue restaurant. Okay, so that's gonna be
This good.
It is good. So that's gonna be. You love this ketchup, don't you?
Yep.
This Primal Kitchen ketchup.
Yep.
He could like just drink it. But that is your barbecue sauce, and let's see how our pizza. Oh, this pizza crust is perfect. Let's get this out of the oven. We'll move this out of the way.
It's like this.
Careful, bud. Don't spill it. Okay. Watch out, bud. Watch out.
Watch out.
Oh, that's hot. Look at that beautiful crust. Nice and piping hot. And what we're going to do is we're going to only put half of it onto the crust, okay? Because the other half I'm going to stir the chicken into after I cut that all up. So here we go, spreading that around. I'll use this. Maybe it'll spread a little bit easier. Okay. So spread, spread, spread.
Now the chicken.
Now the chicken is releasing, so we have to just let that finish. We'll catch you back in a little bit. Okay, everybody, we are back, and the chicken is finished. So I'm going to open this up. All right. Instant Pots are great for cooking chicken real fast. Even if it was frozen, you just need to add a few more minutes to it. So I'm just going to take this out, put it onto a cutting board. Excuse me, my friend, it's very hot. And I'm going to chop this up with a knife. All right. I'm going to grab this because it's very, very hot. You could let it cool a little bit so you don't burn yourself. But see, it's like perfect. You don't want it super falling apart because then it would just be too tender. All right, and you're gonna cut it into about 1/4 inch dice, cubes, and then you're gonna mix it into the rest of your sauce, okay? Yeah. Sorry, bud, I'm gonna take over this part because I don't want you to get burned, all right? Okay, and then you just want some more cheese to top it with. I'm using mozzarella. You could use like a mixture of like cheddar, like a cheddar jack or something like that, Monterey Jack, something like that. We live in cheese country, Wisconsin, right?
Yep.
Kai loves cheese curds. All right, so that's all chopped. Oh, a little bit more. There we go. Okay. And we're gonna mix it into here. So Kai, you wanna stir that up?
Yep.
Thanks, buddy. Stir Stir that into your barbecue sauce mixture. And this is just a real simple barbecue sauce recipe. I use it often for chicken and things. Perfecto, buddy. And then I'm going to put this onto the pizza crust and spread it out. There we go. You can use more chicken if you wanted to. We're out of sauce though, aren't we?
Yeah.
I want to use the rest of it though. I'll just mix it on in. There we go. Using my hands, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then, Kai, you can put the cheese on if you sprinkle it on with your hands. Meanwhile, I'll switch spots with you. Yeah, it was in the freezer. You can freeze mozzarella. Mozzarella freezes nice. And then I'm going to put red onion on it. Some rings of red onion. Make it just beautiful. There we go. Good job. I love this red onion. It's so pretty. I made pickled eggs once with that. Try to get it right on the pizza, bud. There we go. You okay there, my friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah, but we're getting it not on the pizza. We're getting it all everywhere else. There we go.
I'm gonna vacuum.
You're gonna get the vacuum out? So then I'm gonna put rings of
Onion.
on there. I know you would prefer it not to be on there, wouldn't you, Kai?
Yeah.
But
I really like onion.
there we go. We'll put some of these on there. There we go.
Some of these,
Some of these and some of those. And this is gonna go into the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes and we'll catch you back in a little bit. Okay, so our timer's going off, right? So our pizza is done. I'm gonna take this on out of the oven. Probably could have let it go for a little bit longer to make that cheese a little crustier. Close that on up. And then I would garnish it with some fresh parsley, which I have outside, which I'll probably go get. And you have a delicious barbecue chicken pizza. I like this better than regular pizza. I do. But make sure to get yourself some Primal Kitchen ketchup because they're doing a great deal for...
You can win a book.
You could win a book if you share this video, but make sure you get Primal Kitchen ketchup and all their sauces because they're doing a great promo for our watchers. Check it out on the link below, my friends, and enjoy the summer, everybody. Mahalo.
Bye.
Sharing is caring. Share this video with your